Look, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. No long intro in this video. You already understand and know that AI is changing the world as we know it. AI. And if you don't hop on board and learn how to use AI to start making money as soon as possible, then you're gonna get left behind. That's exactly why I'm making this video, and that's exactly why you're watching it, because I'm about to show you how to go from zero, wherever you are, to $10,000 per month as an AI copywriter, as someone utilizing AI to do way more deliverables at a higher quality than regular people are able to do them in order to achieve an income that only the top 1% actually make. So without any further ado, let's just hop right into it. How to become an AI copywriter making 10K per month working part-time hours. And no, you don't need to have experience. If you got a phone or a laptop, you got an internet connection, you got a drive to actually make some money, well, surely you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this course right now. And if you do, then that's all that you need in the first place. So I want to show you a couple of screenshots from some invoices that I sent out for this one deal that I have. So I got paid $2,500 twice. So this was an amount of work that took me literally 3 hours to complete. It was a few video scripts. And it took me 3 hours to complete because I used AI in order to write the copy for me, in order to write the video for me. So 8 script outlines took me 30 minutes each on average. Step 1 looks like this. Get the title ideas from AI. Then we get the outline from AI. Then 3, we get the script from AI. Step 4, we program AI to pump out more content. The result is $2,500 a month for 1.5 hours of work. So that's $2,500 per month for 1.5 hours of work for the whole entire month. You get 4 clients, just like I just showed you right there, and you're already at $10,000 per month. And you're just kicking back. You're literally just kicking back. Now, obviously, this isn't literally free money. You're still gonna have to work. You're still gonna have to learn. You're still gonna have to learn how to get clients. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But what I'm showing you here is that once you put in the upfront work, that's when you're able to make an extreme amount of money in a seemingly impossible amount of time. I mean, I literally just woke up one morning, opened up my laptop, did 3 hours of work, sat there with my coffee, banged out all these video scripts, boom, $2,500. Next month, boom, another $2,500 for the work that I did on the other day, last month. I mean, this is absolutely insane, especially coming from someone who has had 3 9-to-5 jobs before in my past. I've been a carpenter, I've worked in the army, and I've also been a security guard all at the same time, where I was getting paid like $12 an hour at like the worst possible time for money exchange rate out there. Now, to this, I mean, it just feels like cheating. It feels illegal, and it's just crazy, right? And the other crazy part is that these video scripts actually went on to cook for my client, getting him over 10 times the regular views that he gets. Why? Because copy and having the copy skill is going to help you in every single endeavor when it comes to business, whether that's creating scripts, creating content, creating video sales letters, creating landing pages, creating emails. All of these marketing assets all benefit from copywriting. And since you now have the power of AI, which I didn't even have when I started out copywriting, the possibilities are literally endless. So without any further ado, look, I could just talk, I could blab on, I could just tell you about all these copywriting strategies, et cetera, but I'd rather just show you what some copy looks like. So we're here in Google Docs, and I have an AI copywriting example for you. These are emails. Now, furthermore, to note that emails can still be sold at $100, $200 to $300 per email. And most businesses send out about 7 to 3 emails to their list every single week. What does that mean for you? This is an easy $1,500 to $3,000, even more sometimes, just for what? Writing an email. One of my very first copywriting deals was 8 emails for $2K. 8 emails for $2K. Again, same thing, bang that out in a day. And here's the thing, is that I didn't have to work up and I have to get 100 deals at like $100 a month and then work my way up and work my way up like they show you how to do in college or something, or get an unpaid internship. I literally got my first deal or 2 where I was not making that much money, and then bam, $3K per month off the bat. Another client after that, $4,000 per month off the bat. And I went from 0 to 7K in the same week. It was insane. So here is the AI copywriting example that I'm going to share with you. Subject line number 1, you're not scaling, you're stalling. Subject line number 2, scaling equals procrastination in disguise. So let's check it out. Most agency owners are suffering from what I call telescope syndrome. Now, for a little bit of context for you guys, this is an email that I would have written for an agency owning client. So he's somebody who shows other agencies how to grow their business. This is called B2B consulting. Check it out. Most agency owners are suffering from what I call telescope syndrome. They're staring so hard at problems a mile down the road, they can't even see the rock they're about to trip over. But when I finally got this, I instantly added tens of thousands of dollars in my MRR because I hear it all the time. But this won't scale. What if I have 100 clients? How will this work once I'm doing 7 figures? Meanwhile, they're sitting at 10K a month. Dude, 100 clients isn't your problem. Your problem is going from 10K to 20K, then 20K to 30K, step by step. Worrying about $1 million problems before you've earned them is like buying yacht insurance when you're still driving a Honda Civic. Here's the real strategy. Just fix everything that you screw up later. The funnels, the automations, the polished SOPs, those are tomorrow's puzzles. Today's puzzle is simpler. Can you sign your next 3 clients? Can you deliver so well that they rave about you? Can you hire just enough help so that you don't burn out? That's the real work in front of you, not telescope work, street level work. Because telescope syndrome isn't strategy, it's procrastination in disguise. Here's what you're going to do. 1, set a 30-day goal. Forget scaling someday. Just pick a number of clients you'll sign this month and reverse engineer the actions needed. 2 is to audit your pipeline. Where are the actual conversions happening? DMs, email, networking, double down there. 3, ignore hypotheticals. Anytime you catch yourself, what if I had 100 clients? Write it down on the later problems list and get back to that task in front of you. 4 is to deliver like crazy. Your fulfillment today is your marketing tomorrow. Over deliver for your next clients, and you don't need to scale because referrals will do it for you. So don't get lost in the telescope. Keep your eyes on what is right in front of you. Take the next step. So going through this step by step is a very, very simple email, right? So I came up with this concept of telescope syndrome, and I did that using AI. AI did it for me. So we're going to go over some prompts and things, but all I really tell AI to do is to come up with a unique mechanism, which is essentially what this is. A unique mechanism is a unique way to talk about a solution or problem. This is a problem unique mechanism, which means I'm taking how they feel or I'm taking their problem and I'm wrapping it all up into a bundled term and I'm giving it to them. I'm describing their issue even better than they can. So when they read this, they're gonna think, wow, this guy actually gets it. Because if you can describe someone's problem better than they can, then they naturally look to you for the solution. What's gonna be the solution? The solution is going to be the CTA. Now, there's no actual CTA in this specific email, but it could just end with a couple things like PS, here's where you can go to work with me. It could be that simple. Or it can be like, once you do these 4 things, you're gonna be on your way. Now look, you could do these 4 things on your own, or you could work with me and my business, and we will help you scale by being there and showing you exactly what to do, right? So there's a couple different ways that you can do it. CTAs are pretty easy. But overall, again, 20-minute email, 15-minute email. I mean, that's literally all it takes. So how did I do it? How did I do it? Let's break it down. Prompting AI. AI is only as good as the information you give it. If you give it vague instructions, it'll give you vague copy. But on the other hand, if you give it well thought out prompts and specific details about things in your audience, your product, and outcome of the company, it'll hit 10 times harder. So here is my brief prompting format. Guys, absolutely nobody is giving this away for free. So if you like the video so far and you're getting some value, you know exactly what to do. Side note on top of that, this is probably going to be a long video. This is going to be a multi-hour banger. So I highly, highly, highly suggest that you not only like the video for the algo, you also like the video so that you can find it later in your liked video playlist. On top of that, if you have to leave the video for whatever reason, you're probably going to want to leave a timestamp below in the comments. That way you can find out exactly where you were and you don't have to go clicking through the video and get kind of lost. Last but not least, I actually read every single comment. So if you guys have any questions or any suggestions on topics I should cover in the future, then don't be afraid to reach out and let me know down below. Okay, so simple way to program AI. Now, if you don't know how to use Claude or ChatGPT or even use AI in the first place, you don't know that much about copy, don't worry because I got you. We're gonna be reverse engineering everything, but I wanna get right into the action and not wait. So B is background, brand, audience, offer, proof, 1 line. So tell AI a little bit about the business. Next is R, result, what you want back. So your outcome. So I want a script, I want an email, etc. Next is instructions. So the tone, constraints, etc. Your guardrails, right? So I might say something like use analogies, use hypotheticals, use hard-hitting one-liners or tweetables, use unique mechanisms. I mean, these are all really, really good instructions that I like to use consistently. Next is more of an optional one, but you can give it some examples, right? So 1 to 2 style examples. This is optional, but powerful. So if you already have some emails or some YouTube scripts that you already really like, you can say, hey, make it like this. And finally is format, bullets, word caps, selection, logic. So your format, right? So say make it 200 to 300 words, because sometimes AI be going crazy and be giving me like this multi-thousand word paragraph, and I'm like, yo, I just want an outline. So those are some really, really easy ways. That's the framework that we're going to use, right? So whenever you get lost, whenever you get stuck, whenever you're kind of confused, you're going to come back to these and use them at all times. Now, within this video, there are going to be tons and tons and tons of assets and resources. For example, as you can see here, there are so many resources right here in this very sheet. Now, if you want every single one of these resources, they're linked down below in the bottom in the free copy starter kit. The link will eventually take you here to this school, and then you can go to the classroom, and then every single thing you could ever want is right here. Okay, so how do we turn content into marketing assets? Well, this is probably the best part about AI copywriting, is that all you have to do is program it and the copy literally writes itself. See, back in my day, I feel like Unk now talking about the days before we had ChatGPT, where I was trying to make it with copywriting and still did. But back when I was copywriting and just starting out, I actually had to go and research the client myself, which means I had to sit there and watch like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours of their videos, of their courses, of their programs, so that I can get a really good idea of what their brand voice is, what things they say, some of the frameworks and teaching styles that they use. And don't get me wrong, I still do that from time to time if I really want to get into the head of the creator. But at the same time, now you can literally just go to your client's 2-hour course or 3-hour courses or long resources or free trainings, copy it all, put it into Claude or put it into AI, and just get it all that way. Or Instagram or YouTube videos or tweets or whatever. You can just program it so it talks like them. It uses their same lessons. It uses their same voice. It uses their same opinions, because there's nothing worse than writing copy for someone. And one of their catchphrases might be, it's never a traffic problem. It's always a conversions problem. And then you're over here writing an email talking about, yeah, it's pretty much always a conversions, or it's always a traffic problem. It's never a conversions problem. So you just basically butchered their own brand voice. And now it doesn't sound anything like them. They're gonna fire you as soon as they read that, because you're miseducating their audience. So now we're about to go into how exactly to do that. Start with Instagram Reels/captions. Your short form content acts as a doorway into your brand. Ending your Reels with DM me X builds you a list of interested leads that you can send your free resource to, or YouTube videos, and start qualifying. So that's where Instagram captions actually come into play in Instagram Reels. And you can actually write copy for people's Instagram as well. And again, it's the same thing. You just take all the stuff that's already existing on their Instagram, then you get AI to create a brand new piece of content that is formed from all of those winning pieces of content. Next is YouTube videos. YouTube is where unqualified leads decide if you're legit. YouTube is what people watch to see, get some value from you, get some teaching from you, or get some value from these businesses, and actually see long form what they are like. Now, these videos do the filtering for you. You give them an insane amount of value and the CTA for the next step in the funnel. Now, these are high intent leads. They will act on the CTAs and become qualified leads for paid offers. So what this means is I might be working for a B2B business, and they're making a video on, here are the top offers in the agency space right now. And then at the very end, again, they can make a CTA, like, if you want to work with me, go down here and click this link to apply or book a call with my team, or et cetera, et cetera. And then finally are tweets. Tweets are daily touch points that shape how the market thinks. You can use them to test hooks, share wins, and show your brand's core beliefs. Your best lines become headlines, and your best threads become emails. So tweets are really good for just putting ideas out there and seeing what the market thinks. Now, ideally, your client already has an audience there, and you're already testing out lines and ideas and things. But again, this is also a super easy way to take any piece of any of these content, and now that you know exactly how they work, you can reverse engineer how to put them into the next piece of content. So you can use their tweets to come up with a YouTube video. You can use their Instagram Reels to come up with a YouTube video. You can use their YouTube videos to come up with an Instagram Reel, and vice versa and vice versa. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Tyson40. Again, we're back at it on the AI copywriting course, and today we want to move on. And now I'm going to talk about tightening the screws when it comes to AI. So AI will never get everything 100% right. If you try to do an end-to-end AI prompt, like, hey, make me an email about marketing agencies getting more clients, I mean, it's just not going to be very good. That is where people usually start with AI and think that AI can just like read their mind, but that's the opposite of what you want to do. So if you take AI's copy paste into Google Doc and you hand it to your client, they will know right away that you didn't write a single word of it. And worse, the copy itself will be doogie. But how do you get AI copy to start generating you actual results? Well, lucky for you, I made a simple, easy 5-step system that you can follow to optimize any AI generated copy for conversions. So it is the proof system, PROOF. And I have the visual right here on the left. So P is promise. So it should be centered around the main value. R is the results, statistics, testimonials, numbers. O are objections. So the objections that people are going to have when they're reading it. Make sure it answers the most common objections that are out there. Next is outcome, what the reader gets by implementing this value. And then finally is friction. So give risk reversals, urgency, scarcity, clear CTAs, etc. Friction is essentially what happens where there's a friction towards someone actually going to the CTA. So you tell 100 people to do things and only 50 people do it. But if you can get 60 people to do it, then that is less friction. I mean, more people are actually going to move. So here's a mini checklist that you can screenshot, right? This is as simple, as easy, as understandable as it can really get. Now, would this be a true Tyson 4D video if there wasn't something to screenshot in the very first section? Of course not. So here are the things to look out for when you are using AI, when you're script writing or copywriting or anything. The very first and foremost thing is to avoid AI slop. Yeah, this is a little vague right now, but it will make perfect sense. And I've got a lot of sauce coming up on this very topic, how to avoid AI slop and make it so that you got AI to write it, but it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't seem that way. It doesn't read that way. Next is add in a pinch of humor. Now, one thing about AI is that the copy is dry and robotic. So if you add that little bit of human touch and flair, it will give it some life. But you have to do this, again, very carefully, because if you use AI to write your humor, obviously it will be some robotic humor. But every once in a while, it will come up with something good. So you have to know when to discern it. And another little rule here that isn't written down is worry about clarity over cleverness first. If you can't write clear emails, then don't even worry about giving them some entertainment value just yet. Have a good marketing message first. And next is to make sure that there are some hard-hitting one-liners. If you need to drive a point home, make sure you have a solid sentence that cuts through the BS. You just give it to them in just one sentence, where the whole idea of the entire email is recapped into one sentence. So in short, it's not this easy, where it's like all you do is copy and paste everything. Now, I would say that I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm really not. If you've heard some gurus say that you can just copy and paste AI and just make some money fall from the sky, that's not quite the case. Sure, people are able to were able to get away with that a few years ago. Maybe with ChatGPT, they'd be able to just prompt it before people really knew the capabilities of AI and just send it out to the clients. But that's not really the case anymore. But now more people are using ChatGPT every single day, and even average people can tell like this sounds like it's some AI stuff. And in short, your clients aren't going to be pleased if they're paying hundreds or thousands of dollars for something that you just worked on for 5 seconds in ChatGPT. So how does this even work? Now, this might seem like a really good deal for the copywriter, right? Such a good deal that you're saying to yourself, it sounds a little bit too good to be true. But I want to assure you, the crazy part is that the business owner is actually the winner. Right? I've been able to write single emails that are responsible for $35K in revenue before. So in short, the business is really who wins. And I have a few testimonials here from my own clients. As you can see, he has the 2 Comma Club award from ClickFunnels. It actually wasn't even planned. ClickFunnels is a business that gives people awards for using their software and making over $1 million, which these people have. So 7-figure business right there that I was working for, and was able to generate them $35K from just one promo email. Now, why AI copywriting prints businesses money? First of all, sales pages and landing pages. You can use coding tools like a Lovable app to help you build actual landing pages themselves. So you can build the whole landing page itself, and you can also make all the copy on these landing pages and sales pages with AI too. Next is video sales letters. AI tools like Claude are great when you need to pump out a solid VSL in just a few hours or less. Next is email list plus monetization. So email marketing often returns people over 40x. That's the average return of email marketing, meaning for every $10 you put in, on average, you're gonna get $400 out. It's the highest revenue source for many businesses. And then finally is marketing strategy plus secondary skills. So being able to develop effective marketing strategies and not just writing copy gives you an uncapped income. So here's the thing. AI not only helps you write the stuff, It also helps you figure stuff out, which is extremely important. The greatest thing about like our generation, us being alive right now at this time, is that now we have access to, I would call it like a specific version of Google. Google is something you have to sift through everybody's answers, a bunch of blog posts in order to find your answer. And when you did finally find your answer, you weren't sure if it was really your answer because it's just not specific to your exact situation. But with ChatGPT and other AI, what you can do is give it your exact situation, and it will tell you exactly how to navigate it, what to do, where to look, what buttons to click in order to make what you want happen. So you might not have any idea what you're doing inside of an email service provider, or when you're creating a landing page or a sales page. You might be stuck on some software and have some questions, but you always have AI and ChatGPT there to literally help you through everything, which is one of, if not the biggest benefits of starting this right now. And again, this is why not only AI copywriters are printing money for themselves, but they're also printing money for their clients. For example, someone that I've helped with copywriting just said that they got $100K for their client through email for the second month in a row. And he learned everything he knows about copy from Tyson. So you guys are in the right place. Then another guy hit over $1 million generated with a funnel that he made for his client. Someone else making over $120K per month from his emails. And then someone else being able to complete a $2.5K project that he completed in under 5 hours. So not only are the copywriters winning, but they are also helping their clients win. So the clients, again, are the real winners here. They're making tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars per month off of these. So what is $3K per month to you? What is $5K per month just given to you? It's basically nothing. It's basically pocket change for them. It's an amazing deal for them and an amazing deal for you. But now I want to get into a question that's going to be on a lot of people's heads, which is why wouldn't the business owner just do it themselves if writing the copy with AI is so easy? Well, the CEO doesn't unclog the toilet. That's the bottom line. Smart business owners know the golden rule, which is your hourly rate determines what you shouldn't be doing. Now, if an online business owner is making $500 per hour on average, running their own business, spending 3 hours wrestling with AI prompts to write some email campaigns is like paying $1,500 for something that they could outsource for $300. Because at the end of the day, time is the only currency that you can't get more of, and business owners understand that. This is why business owners outsource things that regular people couldn't even fathom. I've heard of business owners like outsourcing a date night with their girlfriend. So they go and hire somebody who knows them and knows all the things that they like to make reservations and do all these things, and pays them to plan their dates, or pays them to plan their travel, or pays them personal chef or a personal cook, and all of these other different things that would be weird to regular people. But it's because if it just saves them a few hours per week, but they have to pay $1,000 per month for it, they're all in. The next reason is that they are busy being the hero of their own story. While you're perfecting prompts and fine-tuning your copy, they're closing deals worth thousands of dollars, managing staff crises, planning expansion strategies, and putting out daily fires in their business. Think of it this way. A surgeon could learn to clean/maintain their own medical equipment, but they'd rather save lives while someone else handles the repairs. Next is just a straight up I don't want to factor. Most business owners would rather eat glass than write marketing copy. They didn't start their career in real estate mentorship to write Instagram captions. Business owners understand just how important it is to stay in their genius zone, which is doing what they're good at and what lights them up and what they like. So writing copy usually does neither of those things. Heads up, you might notice that your client might be a good copywriter when you get revisions, but just because they're good at it doesn't mean that they like doing it. Next is that the learning curve is actually real. It's still a skill. Sure, anyone can type, write me an ad into ChatGPT, but getting AI to produce converting copy consistently is a skill with a learning curve. You know the difference between generic AI and brand aligned messaging. You have to understand features versus benefits, weak CTAs versus conversion magnets, boring copy versus scroll stopping content. Anyone can buy paint and brushes, but that doesn't make them Picasso. Anyone can build an IKEA table, but that doesn't make them a carpenter. And the bottom line is this. Now, despite what you might think, business owners don't hire you because they can't use AI or they can't write the copy themselves. The chances are that they probably could and they probably can. They hire you because their time is worth more than the $5,000 per month that you will be charging. The question isn't whether they can do it themselves. The question is should. And the answer is almost always no. So that is why we are so needed. This is a visual representation of everything that I just mentioned here as well. And furthermore, as an AI copywriter, you're also going to be doing more than just writing the copy with AI. Eventually, you're going to be in charge of things like the email service provider itself and their whole email marketing. You can also do things like build them funnels and learn all of these secondary skills that will, again, add even more to the bottom line. So this is why making 10K per month, yeah, it would be awesome, but I've even had students make even more than that, 13K per month, 16K per month, 18K per month. But really shortly, before we move on, I want to talk about what kind of opportunity we are getting with AI right now. The internet created the first wave of remote wealth. The internet created the first wave of location-independent wealth in the 2000s. Social media created the influencer economy in 2010s, and AI has created the automated income revolution of the 2020s. The question I hear is, will AI replace human work? But I think that's the wrong question in the first place. The real question is, will you be using AI to replace your work, or will someone else replace you? The gold rush mentality applies. You have to move fast while the tools are cheap and the competition is still figuring things out. That's why it's so important to start right now. And if you wait for too long, then opportunity is going to pass us by and it's going to be moved on to the next thing. But it only gets harder and harder and harder. Think of it. If you would have started making money online 5 years ago or 10 years ago, imagine how much easier it would be. People had just more trust in the market. People were making so much more money for just doing less. And right now, it's still relatively easy. But in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, I mean, if something's stopping you like competition, for example, imagine how much more competition is going to be in 5 years, in 10 years. All the Gen Zs are going to grow up. They're not going to want to go to work. And all they're going to want to do is make money online just like they see everybody else doing. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because it's more important now than ever that you actually not only watch this video, but take action on everything that you watch. And okay, now that you understand all of that, it's time for us to get into the copywriting side of things, what structures we're going to use and what strategies we're going to use. And the main thing that I want you to take away from this section is that copy is structured, it's formatted, and it's templatized. The copy just writes itself and you just plug and play everything. So now I'm going to show you the reverse engineering strategy. First of all, what is structure engineering? Well, when you come to write an email, it's common practice to follow structures that guide the reader to target the destination smoothly. Then the buy now button or click here or whatever the CTA is. So I'm not going to do a full in-depth copywriting masterclass in this video because that would make it like 25 hours long. And I know some of you guys would love that, but I'm not going to make it too long. So by all means, I do, in fact, have an 8-hour course on the fundamentals of copywriting and how you can get started as soon as possible. I will leave that video linked down below in the description so you guys can check it out afterwards. But moving on with the video, structure engineering is just extremely easy because you already just take proven pieces of copy from businesses that are already working, already making money, and then you just reverse engineer so that you can put your own voice or your client's voice, your client's product, your client's sayings, and just put it and plug it, play into that structure itself. And again, the copy just writes itself. So I have a perfect example here. This is called the QISDF email from a guy named Brian Moncada. He said, how I got stuck at 200K per month. So let's read it. Hi, Tyson. Last week at the Ad Men Mastermind in Hong Kong, an agency owner asked me, how can I scale my revenue without working with more clients? Of course, the obvious answer is to charge more. But this is one of the questions I grappled with in my own agency business early on. I was making $200,000 per month and I couldn't break past that for a long time. You see, the more agency clients I onboarded, the more problems I experienced. I was literally beating my head against a wall trying to figure out a better way. Then I accidentally created a new offer during a sales call and closed a client for 20K. I thought it was just luck, so I tried selling it on another call and closed for 30K. Then I sent one email to my 6,000 person list about this new offer, and I made 125K in 30 days. This was my breakthrough that I was looking for. This offer took my business stuck at 200K to 350 plus K months. So back to the agency earlier in this email who asked me the question. My answer to her was to create this type of offer in her business. And it's the same advice I gave to a group of agency owners from Germany making 100K plus per month at another mastermind in Cape Town earlier this year. Watch this video to find out what type of offer this is and how you can create it for your own business. Brian Moncada, and then a picture of him as well. So the structure itself kind of goes like this. First, he asked a question, right? A question that's common to a lot of people. Then he gave some intrigue on what the answer to the question was, but he didn't give away the answer. Then he gave a story that was relatable to the reader about what they're probably going through right now, some of the things that they've probably tried as well. Then he shows the discovery. So this is the part of the story where he discovers something new. And now he's talking a little bit about how it works and why it works, but yet he still doesn't give it away. And then at the end, he gives away a freebie. A freebie is like a link to something that is free. Now, because it's free, people are going to want to click on it. But through this freebie is something interesting. Through this freebie is a short video on offers that he's giving you the answers that he promised you, but he's also probably going to be doing some sort of subtle selling or soft CTA. Like, if you want to work with me and my business so we can implement this structure into your business, then book a call with us and pay us $20K basically. So now hopefully you're starting to see where the buyer's journey is really coming in here. The thought process that they're supposed to have is, oh, this guy has gone through the same problems that I have, but he's been able to fix it with this offer, and I don't know what it is. So I'm going to click the link and just see what this video is about. You click the link, you see what the video is about. The video is about this certain type of offer, and then he's saying, if you want us to help you install this offer into your business, then click below and book a call with us. So now you're interested, and then maybe not everybody is going to book a call, but maybe 5 people out of 100 people who see it, or 5 people out of 1,000 even people who see it, because he probably has tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people on this email list. So just to prove that it's really easy to reverse engineer these structures, I have an example here as well. Question: how can I lose weight without eating rabbit food? I don't want to eat just carrots. I don't want to eat cucumbers and celery. I want to eat good food. Intrigue. Just count your calories, bro, is bad advice that got me lost. That's what everybody says. Well, just count your calories, make sure you're in a this much calorie deficit, et cetera, et cetera. But guess what? That's BS. So I decided to look for answers, and I found that counting calories is really only half the equation, because you can count the calories all you want. That's still not going to stop you from getting up in the middle of the night, going to the freezer, grabbing some ice cream, saying you're just gonna have 1 scoop, and then you're 2 tubs deep with chocolate ice cream all over your face. And you just ruined your whole 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks of progress of counting your calories. So that can't be the answer. If counting your calories was the answer, why would we have anybody who's overweight? Then I made a discovery. I discovered that the key to losing weight while eating your favorite foods has to do with tricking your body into thinking it's full all the time. How did I do that though? Well, it was really quite simple. There was a 15-minute routine that I did every single day that actually helped me stay full for longer and just made it so that I didn't even want to eat food in the first place. Then I give them a freebie. There's a 5-step system that I break down over 9 minutes that you can watch right here. Inside that freebie, there'll be a CTA on how to get his product, or maybe it's a supplement, or maybe it's a whatever it is. So this is the QISDF structure. And you can do this with literally any piece of copy imaginable. This is how you become a really good copywriter. Because here's the thing, people think that in order to make a lot of money with copywriting, that you have to be a good writer, as the name suggests. But in fact, that is not the case. All you have to do is just be smart enough to understand that you just need to reverse engineer what everybody else is already writing. Because I just freestyled, literally like freestyled a really good high converting copy email just from reading this one. But wait, there's more. This is not the only email that you can do that with. This is called the HIL email, the HIL. And the subject line is college or mentorship. Imagine you're in 12th grade and about to turn 18 all over again. You've got the option of a few years of college or a few years of mentorship under someone who's done well in the field that you're interested in. The only catch is that you have to work for them for free for a few years. What choice would you go for? Do you think you'd collapse time more effectively studying in college or studying under someone with proven success? There's no right or wrong answer here. I may not be a huge fan of traditional education, but most of the world's top entrepreneurs went to college and did great. But even though there might not be a right answer, there's a deeper lesson in this that I want you to see right here on the next page. It's a lesson that will challenge you to shift in mentality so you can hit your goals way faster. See you inside the end. Now, what do you think is on this next page? It's actually quite interesting because I asked people in my private community, what do you think is on this next page? And most people said they thought it was going to be some sort of product. But in fact, it wasn't a product at all. You click on this page and it takes you to his Instagram page with a reel on it. And the reel is a podcast clip about him talking about this very topic. So what's the play here? Why would he do that? Well, the play here is to get more people to his Instagram, right? So he can grow his Instagram, which will help him get more traffic to his business. Because let's say that 300 people, maybe even just 300 people went from this email to his Instagram, which it was probably more like 3,000 people. Let's say 300 for now. 300 went to see this Instagram reel. That tells the algorithm on Instagram, whoa, he's actually getting people from other places onto Instagram for us and making people watch him on our platform. And Instagram likes that. So they're going to reward him in the algorithm and push out his content to more people. And now he's growing his main source of traffic. So now more people are going to find out about him. He's going to be able to make more sales. I mean, that's the 200 IQ play that we're talking about here. But again, this is not just only relevant to him. We can do the same thing. So if we go down here, he starts with a hypothetical. He gives you some intrigue to make it a little bit more interesting. And then he gives you the lesson and a CTA to go with that lesson. So picture you're at the beginning of your career and you have two options. One, you can stay at the office for a couple more hours later doing accounting and payroll, right? Because you're a business owner. Or two, you can push it off to the next day and everyone gets super upset with you because they didn't get paid last night. And now you're getting angry emails. Intrigue. This is where so many business owners find themselves. And that's why we created an option number 3 lesson. You set up a software, you send your payroll in 15 minutes or less, no matter how big your business is, 10 employees to 100 employees, and you get the best of both worlds. How? Watch this video on the next page to find out. Again, same basic concept, even though it's a completely different industry, a completely different product, but you can always use the one thing that worked for something else. And then finally, we're gonna do one more, the QBOT email, QBot email. The proven system for generating sales with YouTube without millions of views by Ed Lawrence. Hey YouTubepreneurs, do you want to fast track your business success on YouTube? Well, for over half a decade, I've worked with over 700 channels to help them do just that. Seen some results below. I'm looking for a new small group of driven business owners who are serious about generating more sales, views, and leads for YouTube. Click this link to learn more and check out over 200 results and testimonials. Ed. P.S. I've just spent 4 months upgrading my system and AI and rebuilding 50% of the programs to make it easier to learn, implement, and get results. Then he sent some testimonials of people who have made money and liked his product. And that's it. It's a very, very short promo email. But I thought it was really cool how he really put the testimonials in there, made it nice, short, simple, and concise. This is usually how I advise people to do promo emails, right? You don't have to do a whole VSL or text sales letter that's 2,000 words long in an email to get somebody to buy. You just have to make it short enough and simple enough that they're somewhat interested to click the link. Because the main goal of the email isn't to get the sale. It's actually to drive action to another page that does get the sale. You get me? So, QBot. Q is qualifying question. Do you want to break out of 300 views jail on TikTok? So, do you have this exact problem that I solve? Next is to brag, but humbly. Since the first year of TikTok launched, I've worked with hundreds of creators and been responsible for over 1 billion views. That's right, 1 billion with a B in the offer. Now, I'm looking to continue my hot streak and take on a handful of new creators who want to blow up on TikTok and turn it into a full-time career. And testimonials. Click this link and check out hundreds of results and testimonials we've been able to secure. So it's probably one of the most simple yet effective email structures that are out there. Now, there are a ton of other email structures. Some other really common ones are things like DIC, PAS, HSO, CJN. Now, if that just sounds like Chinese and you don't even really understand what I'm saying, then again, I have the free copywriting course you're going to want to check out after this, where I teach you how to write copy from scratch, all of the principles and psychology that goes in behind it. But Tyson, where am I ever going to find all of these emails to reverse engineer with the structure? Well, my friend, I've hooked you up because down below in the free copy starter kit, which you're going to join right now, you can see that if you hop into here, you go to the 4D starter swipe file and has literally everything you could ever need. So for example, if we hop down here to 4D swipe files, we're gonna open this and we have long form copy or short form copy. I think I wanna go with short form copy today. Then we have ads, subject lines and headlines, angles, and we have emails. I think I'm gonna go with emails today. Then we have all of these niches that you can choose from. I think I'm gonna go with real estate. Let's check it. Now I have 3 separate different real estate emails here that I already know are good. But then we also have marketing ones here as well. The takeaway is this. If you want to study emails, if you want to study copy and have it all in one place and you don't have to sign up to a bunch of lists and wait for emails to come into your inbox and do all of this noise and all this mess, I want to save you tons and tons and tons of time and tons of money by giving it to you for free right here. Just go down below in the description, download the free copy starter kit, and all those resources will be right there. And I just showed you exactly how to open them, etc., etc. Yo, what is up, everybody? I'm back. I'm Black. I'm ready to attack on yet another installment of the How to Become an AI Copywriter course. And today we are talking about building your AI arsenal. Last time I ended off letting you guys know where you can get even more crazy free value. And now we're going to be going into the actual AI tools that you're going to want to use. And the first one is ChatGPT. I'm going to go and just assume that you're not too familiar with ChatGPT. So here's what it looks like. The pros of ChatGPT is that it's perfect for why/how questions, research, and making brief/organizing information. Also, it is great for research. The cons is that it can sound overly confident on shaky facts and gives you generic phrasing in your prompt that sounds too general. So it's not very great for writing copy from scratch. It's just not the best writer for you. It can write for you, but it's probably just not going to be your best. The best use cases are asking questions, audience research, and creating briefs. Right? So you want to create a quick Loom video for your client or for a potential client on how you're going to do something. Then you can use AI or ChatGPT in order to organize your thoughts and actually figure out what you're going to say in the first place. So next is Claude, right? Now, I'm a very big proponent of just this really simple two-tool system. So Claude is next. The pros is perfect for writing copy with consistent tone, brand voice, and solid justifications. It has very good reasoning skills and can use analogies way better than ChatGPT, and it's also great for writing copy. The cons is that it's sometimes too wordy, and it doesn't generate a high volume of information as well as ChatGPT. So with ChatGPT, you can really program it. You can give it like a huge 2-hour video or something, give it the transcript, and it will actually use it. Whereas Claude isn't like that. It won't remember as much stuff in my experience. So the best use cases are for writing decent copy, improving clarity, and improving your offer positioning, objection handling, and flow overall. So now I want to give you guys access to a list of done for you prompts, which are again going to be in the free school community. So inside here, you're going to find some really easy done for you prompts. For example, these are all the prompts. There's no use for me actually reading it out, but it's very simple. It lets you take all the information that you have available to you when you're writing about your client or whoever you're writing for, and then you tell it exactly what to write, how you want it, and it will spit you out some really good copy. Some more examples are coming up as well. Then we also have the 4D email optimization prompt pack, which is how you can take whatever copy that you already have and make it way better. So here's the broken down complete email prompt. You're an expert copywriter. I want you to write me in email type for this email regarding whatever the target audience is. So then you give it the business details, the email specifications, what to include, and then write 3 different versions with different angles. Now, this is going to give you an end-to-end email. And now end-to-end emails are not always the best to start with, but it's just a good starting spot just to see what AI can do, play with it a little bit. But when you get an end-to-end AI email, you want to make sure you go back and you really change a lot of things. Next section, we're going to be going into the angle machine prompt. So if you don't know, an angle is essentially what the topic is about or what type of approach you're going to take in order to actually give the value. Again, this is all more copywriting stuff. If you want an absolute masterclass on copywriting, I highly suggest you go and watch the full copywriting courses. But right now, we're more focused on the AI building of things. So I need 20 different marketing angles for product/service. The target audience is these people. Generate angles focusing on emotional triggers, logical benefits, contrarian viewpoints, personal transformations, social proof, urgency/scarcity, problem/solution, before/after scenarios. Make each angle unique and specific. Avoid generic benefits. And again, all of these slides and everything, since you're going to want to copy and paste these, are going to be into the free copy starter kit. Next is the hook optimizer prompt. So as a lot of you guys know, the hook is the very beginning of your emails, which you're going to need to optimize every single time, because if your hook is bad, nobody's going to read the rest of the copy. So the hook is the most important part of the whole copy. And this is the very simple prompt for that. Next is the CTA optimizer prompt. Just like the hook, the CTA is also extremely important, because if you have a weak call to action, nobody's actually going to click on whatever you want them to click on. You have to make sure that it's something that's hard hitting and that makes people want to click. Not only just want to click, but want to click right now and not put it off till later, because later just never comes. Okay, so now I have some easy prompts to use. These are going to be the easiest prompts you will ever use, and I highly recommend that you use these prompts on every single piece of copy you basically ever put out. So all you do is you take whatever email you've already written yourself, then you put it into AI or Claude, and you say these. 1, make this email better. Make this email more clever, witty, funny, persuasive, or any other adjective you'd like. Next is to write me an email about making money as a skill set, or make it adjectives. Next is to give me 10 reasons why, and then whatever you're trying to prove. So for example, the 3-day workout split is best. And finally, make this email 500 words longer. Now, the reason why I like these is because there are very simple ways to improve what you already have. Make this email better sounds overly simple, but it can actually come up with some really, really good lines. So what I would do, create my email, then I would go in and say all of these prompts, and any lines that I do like, any angles that I do like, I'm gonna take those and put it into my copy, and it makes my copy better every single time. Now that I've told you guys what to do, it's just as, if not even more important to figure out what not to do. Again, avoiding AI slop is crucial. You have to do it. If you have AI slop in your copy, you're gonna get found out every single time. So you wanna build an AI rubbish radar like I have here. With 99% of business owners using some sort of AI in their copy, people are more aware than ever of generic, bland AI generated copy. So much so that if you don't clean out these common words and phrases, it could hurt you and your clients' brands. So here's a big list that is non-extensive, right? There's lots of other things that this list includes, but the more that you use AI, the more you will start to recognize the patterns that make it sound like AI, and the more that you're going to want to take those out of your copy. So here's some words to avoid: discover, unlock, here's the truth, etc., etc. Right? You can see them right there. And the biggest one pretty much is these big dashes down here. You want to avoid those at all costs. They're terrible. Okay, but how do you use AI for secondary skills when you're becoming a copy growth partner? So if you don't know quite yet, you start out as an AI copywriter, right? You can write words for people. You can get paid $3,000 per month for basically daily emails. That's a very, very common deal and price point. But you can actually increase your billable worth by taking on more skills that don't actually take up a lot of time either. Things like email marketing, things like landing page design and building, things like funnel page design and building. So while AI can't do literally everything for you, it can show you how to do everything for your clients. And this is, again, insane. This is huge because there's been so many times in my journey where I wish I would have had access to all the things that you guys do have access to, because all you have to do is send ChatGPT a screenshot of where you're at, why you're stuck. Yo, ChatGPT, I don't know how to use this email service provider. I don't know how to build this funnel in the way that I want. Or you can go to a funnel that you do already like and say, ChatGPT, how do I build this from scratch using ClickFunnels or whatever your funnel builder is? Because the truth is, your clients' businesses don't just run on copy. They run on things like funnel strategy, offer optimizations, softwares and automations, etc., and tons of other things. But this is a great opportunity for you because you are more than a copywriter. You can become a growth partner. Becoming a growth partner will help you make a bigger impact on your clients' success and business, make them more money, and you will get paid handsomely for it. And the fact is, you can become a master at pretty much anything overnight with AI. Upcoming AI prompt is going to be absolutely mega for you guys. So it's going to help you way more than you even realize at first. You can use it with email softwares, you can build full-scale funnels, and even create money glitch automations. And the result is great amounts of high quality work for your clients practically overnight. So here it is. Very, very, very simple. Deliver it in order. The 80-20 playbook. So the 5 actions that drive 80% of the results with one line of why for each. Core mechanisms, rules of thumb, common mistakes, and cheat sheet, one screen for key terms, patterns, and tiny decision tree. Next 3 actions. Today, this week, this month, concise outcome link. So what is this going to do? This is going to give you step-by-step an actual action plan if you give it to ChatGPT on exactly how to master whatever it is you're trying to master. So if you're trying to use automations inside of an email service provider, it will show you how to do that. If you're trying to build a funnel in Kajabi, for example, it will teach you and show you exactly how to do that. And whenever you don't understand something that comes up, you don't really get it, again, it's extremely easy to just ask it another question, ask it to expand on its ideas. And there's no way that you don't have a solid fundamental understanding of all the tools that you're using. Whereas like back in my day, again, I'm making myself sound like Unc over here. You had to Google stuff, you had to research. A lot of the stuff is, again, put there twice, put there 3 times already, look at multiple different sources. Some of it you're not even sure is even true, whereas Chat just does all of that for you. It makes it so much easier. So now comes the prompt demonstrations, right? I've shown you what all the prompts that I use, what all the prompts that you're going to want to know. And now I'm going to demonstrate how exactly I use them and my students use them in order to make tons of money for our clients. We're going to start with fixing dookie copy. Then we're going to talk about creating awesome angles, then building good emails, and then finally writing insane sales pages. So we're going to start with fixing dookie copy. All right. Let's get it. Week 6 story email, in the moment email. Okay. Angle. My laundry machine broke, so I went to the laundromat. While I was there, I noticed 100 things that could make the laundromat way more money. A little concept bridge, a little in the moment email, a little story. I mess with it. You know who has the best concept bridges? Is the pastor at church every single time. You guys want to listen to some real, genuine, good copy? Hit up the church, bro. Hit up the church every Sunday. Angle. Okay, right. In the moment email. The audience is warm and they already know about buying businesses and earning money passively from cash flow. All right, sweet. Let's put the link of the business at the very top. everybody, so then that way we can see. I'm inside a laundromat. Here's proof. That's a terrible looking laundromat. That is like my brother living in the slums or what? Hey, first name. I'm writing this from a cold plastic chair inside a laundromat waiting for my batch to finish. And as you can see, this place isn't exactly the Ritz. But the wild part is that even a beat up joint like this could become a cash flowing gold mine. As I sat there twiddling my thumbs, so this is the what's in it for me, but I would add just a little bit more. So you're saying like, even this place could become a cash flowing gold mine, but it's like, yeah, but like really tell me what I can get from this. Cause you've already went into story pretty hard for an intro. But the part is you beat up joint like this could become a cash flowing gold mine. And chances are there's no reason why you can't be the one to flip it. Here's the proof. And then you just go on like that. As I sat there twiddling my thumbs, I started writing down ideas, page after page, in a navy blue notebook about how the owner could double, triple, or maybe even quadruple his revenue. And today, I'll share a few of them with you so you'll see how easy it is to take any boring business and turn it into a fortune. Okay. Now let's start with the obvious. Keep the place clean and make sure it smells fresh. Want to lose weight? Eat less food. Is the analogy I put. Yes, don't get me wrong, it's good advice, but I'll put it this way, right? Instead of keep the plates clean and make sure it smells fresh, it's like, all right, but instead say something like, make sure it appeals to the five senses. Make sure things are organized, they look good. Make sure things smell good. Make sure that they have vending machines in there, just in case you get hungry. Make sure that the seats are nice, and make sure that it's nice and quiet in there, or there's some nice background music going on. Now it went from keep the place clean and smell fresh to really bundling the term to where it's like, these are the exact small steps that I need in order to make that happen. And now, are you going to make 4x revenue just because you add on like a slow jazz backing track in the middle of the laundromat? No. But it adds to the whole ambiance. And when people walk in and it feels premium, they're more likely to come back and they're more likely to pay more for longer. And now doing their laundry doesn't seem like just a chore. Now it's something that they actually don't hate doing. Even the easiest, smallest, simplest, most boring piece of value in the world, even that can be bundled up in quote unquote, like I'd say complicated, but really broken down to the mini steps so that people really feel like they learned something. And it should be a place people actually want to come back to. And that's as simple as paying a cleaner twice a week. Next. I mean, brother, this was like the worst value ever. No lie. Give folks something to do while they wait. Music, TV, hell, even a few old magazines would be better than this tomb-like silence. I mean, I get so bored, I ended up writing down all the owner's mistakes in, this email. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Now, while those two ideas are surface level, here's where things really start to get interesting. Loyalty programs, for example, every 10th wash is free. Partner with local businesses, maybe a coffee shop up down the street needs help cleaning its towels and tablecloths. Run frequent promotions like 50% off all whites this week. Pickup and delivery service so busy people never have to set foot inside. If you're that busy, why are you using a laundromat though? And that's just scratching the surface. Remember, this one random laundromat I happen to stop by. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of businesses like this near you. Cash flowing assets that could replace your job and finally give you freedom. First name, you already have the power of buying existing businesses. But if you actually want to learn my exact process from finding the right deal, negotiating with sellers, and setting up an LLC and handling all the legalities, then you'll want to be on my live webinar this Wednesday, the 17th. I'm breaking down the entire step-by-step process I use every time to buy a business. I'll be answering any questions you may have live. Click below to book your spot. That's not a real link. See you there. And hopefully my new washing machine will arrive soon, so I don't have to come back to this joint. Now, let's get this money. Richard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this. Okay, so here's the prompt I'm going to give it. I want you to help me make this email even better. So far, it's all right, but I just want you to add a couple things for me. For example, I would like you to have a bigger benefit and promise in the very beginning. Furthermore, at the end, in the CTA, I would like you to give a little bit more details on experience and intriguing fascination bullets on what they will learn inside of the webinar as well. I will not only give you the email, I will also give you some of the text from the webinar page itself as well. Now, when it comes to the value that is given in the email, I want you to break it down to a more precise level. For example, when it says just keep the place fresh and clean, break that down a little bit more so that it's more actionable and people can really feel the framework behind it and feel like they got value. Make sure you use lots of hypotheticals, analogies, idioms, wordplay, etc. Okay. Now, the email. We're cooking. Let me cook. That's this. Copy. Paste. And then webinar page. We gonna take this. Oh yeah. We gonna go like that. Bam. Bam. Okay. And we gonna let it rip. Not in what is it called? The artifact document. Just here in chat. I hate when it does that. I don't want to look at this split screen crap. All right, here we go. Yeah, we're roasting the landing page too. It was bad like that. Yeah. All right, we go back to the top. Subject line, I'm inside a laundromat. First name, here's proof. Hey, first name, I'm writing this from a cold plastic chair inside a laundromat, waiting for my batch to finish. And as you can see, this place isn't exactly the Ritz. But here's the kicker. Never use here's the kicker. That's a little bit of AI slop. AI is going to give you a little bit of slop, but you have to cut out the slop when you put it into your final draft. This beat up joint is sitting on a gold mine worth 50 to 100K in annual profit that the owner is completely blind to. That's what I'm talking about. That's it right there. Tangibles, numbers, figures. That's what I like. Think about it like this. Imagine finding a lottery ticket on the ground that everyone else walked past because it looked crumpled and worthless. That's literally what's happening with boring businesses everywhere. As I sat there twiddling my thumbs, I started writing down ideas, page after page of my navy blue notebook, about how the owner could double, triple, or maybe even quadruple his revenue. And today, I'll share a few of them with you so you'll see just how easy it is to take any boring business and turn it into a fortune. Now, let's start with the obvious. One, keep the place clean and make sure it smells fresh. But here's what that actually means in dollars and cents. Install automatic air fresheners, deep clean those mystery stains on the floor, replace those flickering fluorescent lights with warm LEDs, add plants. Yes, plants. It creates that homey vibe. I would say use these, but shorten them up, and then bam, you have an actual piece of value right there. It's like the difference between sketchy gas station bathroom and Starbucks restroom. That's actually a sick analogy. Man, in Toronto, I went into one of the most disgusting bathrooms I've ever seen. Like just the smell, like almost knocked me out. It was crazy. Yeah, stay out of the big cities, man. Them big cities, bro. I went to Times Square, and they have security guards by the bathroom. They don't let homeless people use the bathroom in Times Square McDonald's. Crazy. I mean, I can definitely see why. It's the difference between, right, like I said that. Next, give folks something to do while they wait. Here's the psychology behind the boredom cure. Install Wi-Fi with a really simple password posted on the wall, turns dead time into productive time. Add a coffee station with $1 cups, transforms a boring chore into a mini coffee break. Create a kids corner, and put up a complimentary board for local events. Those are all really good. Think of it like this. Airlines figured out that entertainment transforms a cramped metal tube into a tolerable experience. Same principles apply here. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional in here. The values is too good. The emails is too good. I mean, I got so bored, I ended up writing down all the owner's mistakes and, well, this email. Now, while those two ideas are surface level, here are a few things that really start to get interesting. Loyalty programs, partner with local businesses, run strategic promotions, pickup and delivery service. And that's just scratching the surface. Remember, this is one random laundromat I happened to stop by. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of businesses like this near you. Cash flowing assets that could replace your job and finally give you freedom. First name, are you already getting the power of buying existing buildings? But if you actually want to learn my exact process from finding the right deal, negotiating with sellers, setting up the LLC, and handling the legalities, then you need to be on my live webinar this Wednesday on the 17th. I'm pulling back the curtain on the exact step-by-step system I've used to generate over 7 figures in profit and passive income, even while working in the military with little credit and no massive bank account. Here's a taste of what I'll reveal. The hidden gold mine evaluation method. So what I would do is double CTA here. So I would, right after this, I'd click here for the CTA, click here to actually sign up for the page. And then I would do a double CTA. Here's just a taste of what I'll reveal. I would only use 3 of these. There's like 25 of them here and they're really long. So I'd cut that down. Click below, right? Reserve the seat. Yep. Hopefully my new washing machine will arrive soon so I don't have to come back to this joint. Boom. That's basically exactly what I wanted. I'd keep like 80, 85% of this. Read the email below this story. The more you learn, the less you earn. Why? More trading knowledge will keep you broke. Nice. Okay, it's a nice little CGN. I see what you're doing. I see where you're going. I see where you're going here. The more you learn, the less you earn. Why? More trading knowledge will keep you broke. First name. Actually, this is like crazy. I need binoculars to read this. Do you think learning more trading strategies will make you a better trader? Then think again. Because the more strategies you cram in your head, the worse results you're going to get. But here's why. See, your brain isn't a supercomputer. It's more like a browser with 38 tabs, 6 pop-ups, and a frozen screen. So instead of seeing one clear trade setup, your brain opens 10 different trading strategy windows at once. That makes you question your every move until the only trade you make is with your gut feeling. Here's what most beginners never realize. More knowledge doesn't equal more profit. In fact, it often makes trading messier, slower, and more stressful. Plus, in trading, overthinking is the fastest way to under-earning because profitable trading isn't about learning everything. It's about ignoring almost everything. You don't need 100 indicators, 12 mentors, or 6 YouTube hacks. All you need to become profitable is one clear, simple system that keeps you consistent. The moment you stop chasing every must-do strategy and start trusting your system, that's the moment trading stops feeling like chaos and more like clockwork. So first name, if you want a profitable, easy follow trading strategy, click here and I'll show you how you can start finding profitable trades ASAP. So here's what I would do. One, here's the thing, is that your lesson makes sense, but again, you're trying to like beat them over the head with all of these reasons over and over and over again. Whereas I don't really feel like there's this one nice, like wrap it all up analogy. Here's one that I like to use. People often think that having 5 maps to the same destination will get you there 5 times quicker. Realistically, you'll just be 5 times more confused. That's like, and you said it as, here's why. Your brain isn't a supercomputer. It's more like a browser with 38 tabs, 6 pop-ups, and 1 frozen screen. So instead of seeing one clear trade setup, your brain opens up 10, like don't get me wrong, you're right. That stuff is good. That stuff is good, keep it. More knowledge doesn't equal more profit, yes. But you also want a hard-hitting, feeling reasoning. Like a one-liner reasoning that's like, bam, I got it. Boom, got you. So we're going to do it again. And now I'm going to give you a completely different email from a completely different person. And I want you to do something similar. This email is still all right, but I want you to put a lot more emphasis on the CTA, give people a lot more of a feeling of what they're going to get, put some fascination bullets there as well so that they really know what they are getting. Furthermore, with the email, I want you to go a little bit deeper in the value. Instead of just saying, don't overlearn, actually give people some actionable steps that they can take in order to get closer to their goal. I want you to use lots of hypotheticals, analogies, idioms, and wordplay, and some hard-hitting one-liners to really drive the points home. I'm going to give you the email, and then I'll also give you some of the words from the sales page as well with the webinar. Kind of looks like a fake video, like too much videography. Yeah, that's the thing, especially with the trading guys. It's like, trading is like drop shipping in a way, where it's like you have so many people, whereas like one of the things you can do to kind of stand out is instead of just using an iPhone camera or like a really decent camera, you get like freaking the Netflix crew, and you get like Steven Spielberg to come and direct your reel or your content on Instagram. Tyson prompt 4D, literally. I speak the world's best prompts into existence. How can you use voice Claude desktop? Good question. Something called Aqua Voice. It is a software called Aqua Voice, and all I got to do is press a key on my keyboard. See this keyboard right here? See this keyboard right here? I press F5 and I press spacebar, and then I can say whatever I want. It will voice to text it. in the screen here in Claude. And then I click that button again, and then it sends it off. And that's it. Aqua voice, aqua voice, aqua voice. Aqua like water, and voice like what I'm talking with right now coming out of my mouth. Aqua voice. Subject line, the more you learn, the less you earn. Preview, why more trading knowledge will keep you broke. Chat, do you think we're getting through the whole 17 pieces of copy up here, chat? I think so. Hopefully. We have 13 minutes left, chat. That's like one piece of copy per minute. I think we can do that. Do you think learning more trading strategies will make you a better trader? Then think again. Because the more strategies you cram into your head, the worse your results will get. And here's why. See, your brain isn't a supercomputer. It's more like a browser with 38 tabs, 6 pop-ups, and 1 frozen screen. So instead of seeing one clear trade setup, your brain opens 10 different trading strategy windows at once. This makes you question your every move until the only trade you make is with your gut feeling. Here's the most beginners never realize. More knowledge doesn't equal more profit. In fact, it often makes trading messier, slower, and way more stressful. Think of it like this. A master chef doesn't use every spice on the rack. He uses the right 3 ingredients to make the dish sing. That one's all right, but beware, Claude just spams restaurant and chef analogies like crazy, like crazy. Like it will give me one email with like 3 different restaurant analogies in it and 4 different chef analogies. I'm like, bro, don't use Claude when you're hungry, I guess. But here's what ignoring almost everything actually looks like in practice. Instead of drowning in information, successful traders operate like snipers, not machine gunners. Pick one time frame and stick to it like glue. If you're swing trading, stop peeking at the 5-minute chart. Ooh. I ain't even a trader, and I've felt that in my soul, in my bones. It's like trying to navigate cross country by staring at your feet. Day traders ignore the weekly chart noise. You wouldn't check tomorrow's weather to decide if you need an umbrella right now. Yeah. Choose your battlefield and own it completely. Step 2, master one pattern before adding another. Oh, bro, this value is so much better than the one we just watched. Look, the one that we just looked at was good, don't get me wrong, but really take a step back and understand and analyze how I gave the prompt in the first place. I literally spoke the prompt into existence based off of the feedback that I gave the email. Most emails, they don't actually give you some actionable advice that will get you quicker to your goal. Again, a lot of people want to talk about, oh, give value. Like, what does it even mean? What the hell is a good value? What the hell is a value? You guys know what a value is? Value is something that someone can use within the next 24 to 48 hours in order to get closer to their goal. That is what I would define value as. So you gave them something that feels good, and it might be some good, advice for the road, but am I going to be able to use it today? I'm going to be able to do it? No. So if you figure out every single step of yeah, but how, that's how you're going to be able to give someone tangible value. What do I mean by that? You tell anybody anything, especially online, especially people who are trying to learn things, and yeah, but how? So all you're going to do is start outreaching and looking for clients. Yeah, but how? Well, you just find them on YouTube. Well, yeah, but how? You just search the search bar and you search a term that is in a niche that you want to write for. Yeah, but how? Well, you go to ChatGPT and you ask for niches. Yeah, but how? You type it like this. Okay, yeah, but how do I actually outreach to them? And over and over and over and over and over, and it goes. This is called the problem solution loop. Every time you give somebody a solution, there will inevitably become a problem. If you want to know a macro, slightly dark version as to why this even happens, think of it like the world. We are now the most advanced civilization of humans that have ever existed in the entire world, but everybody killing themselves, bro. The self-deletion rates are the highest they've ever been. Why? Because with every solution comes with more problems. The problems ain't never going to go away. So it goes to show you that whenever you give people the solutions, there's always going to be a problem behind it. So for example, I'm going to give people all of these crazy step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, all these bullet points. I want you to do all of these things. But then at the end, it's going to be like, okay, well, what strategy should I use though? That's still another problem that they have. Well, I've already proven to you that I can give you value and tell you what to do in order to get closer to your goals. Here's another thing that you can do to get closer to your goals. So if you want that click, is a much more powerful click than here's a vague piece of advice. By the way, if you want a good strategy, CTA, master one pattern before adding another. Learn to spot your setup in your sleep before you can even think about adding a pattern number 2. It's like learning piano. You don't just jump into Chopin. I'd put like a more famously known like Beethoven when you can't play Mary Had a Little Lamb flawlessly. Makes sense. Most profitable traders use 2 to 3 setups max. I know guys making $500K a year with literally one pattern. Step 3, create trading blinders. Step 4, build your hell no list. Plus, in trading, overthinking is the fastest way to under-earning. So I don't know if I would have all of this. I might just keep it down to like 3 main ones for like the rule of 3s. And also these are kind of long, so I'd figure out how I can kind of shorten it up a little bit, tighten it up. But overall, still, I mean, like, it's good when chat gives you too much good content to use. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. And plus, in trading, overthinking is the fastest way to under-earning, because profitable trading isn't about learning everything. It's about ignoring almost everything. Here's the hard truth. The trader with 100 strategies makes less money than the trader with one bulletproof system. You don't need 100 indicators, 12 mentors, or 6 new YouTube hacks. All that's needed to become profitable is one clear, simple system that keeps you consistent. The moment you stop chasing every must-do strategy and start trusting your system, that's the moment trading stops feeling like chaos and more like clockwork. So first name, if you're tired of being buried under a mountain of conflicting advice and ready to trade with laser focus, if you want to stop second guessing every move and start making consistent profits, I'm about to hand you the exact blueprint that turned my $15,000 into 7 figures. And it's simpler than you think. Here's what you'll discover when you click below. The 1 pattern wonder method, the trading sniper system, the blinders strategy, the live trading breakdown, position sizing formula, trader's toolkit. Again, I would only use a couple of these. Plus, you'll get all these things. I would only use a couple of these. I would cut out most of this crap. Scaling your coaching biz should be easy. Hey, first name, one of the biggest complaints I hear from fitness coaches is that scaling a coaching business is nearly impossible. But in this email, I'm going to share with you one secret that helped me scale my coaching business to 100K a month. Before that, I was just like you, stuck around 5K per month, thinking that this is the highest my business can even go. I've tried so many things like cold DMs, posting organic content, giving free value, etc. This went on for years until I realized that to scale an online coaching business, you need to start selling your coaching services for high ticket. I see so many coaches with outstanding programs who sell them for just $99, while the same program could easily be sold for $3K. They think that if they raise their prices, nobody's going to buy their program, when in reality, that could not be farther from the truth. So many clients would happily pay you $3K for coaching services, and even more than that. This way, instead of having to sell 100 programs for $99 every month to reach 10K months, you have to sell 3 to 4. Which one sounds better to you? Exactly. And do you know what's the best part? Higher prices attracts better quality clients. Okay. So instead of working with broke guys who can't afford your services anyways, make excuses about everything, you'll be working with busy entrepreneurs who are willing to put in the same effort. You need to start valuing your work, first name. Let's be real. Lowering your prices is like doing burpees with bad form. It feels like you're doing good work, but you end up hurting yourself in the long run. Okay? So don't think that you can sell your coaching program to more people. Instead, consider how you can target your advertisement to the right audience. Later. This is probably the worst email by far. It's not terrible. The other ones that came in were actually pretty good for the most part. This one's just like, all right, bro gave a pep talk. For real. You know what we're about to do. Okay. New email for a new person. This guy is someone who teaches people how to become online fitness coaches. I'm going to copy and paste the email for you as well. What I want you to do is make the email much better. I want you to give more actionable value someone can use as well. Also, actually shift the reader's belief using examples, analogies, hypotheticals, and hard-hitting tweetable one-liners to prove that they can actually charge $3,000 instead of just $100. Also, add in some humor, add in some witty idiom wordplay, and overall, just make the email better. It couldn't be a better ad for that microphone. This microphone. How many questions are okay in a forum? I mean, it very much depends. So forums are an interesting one. Depends on if you're running ads, if you're doing organic. Organic, you want like the least amount of friction, although not really. Here's the thing is that, again, you have to play defense against the unqualified. So sometimes you want to add friction by adding in more questions to your applications to make sure that you get more high qualified traffic in less low qualified traffic. And this is the last, how much would you charge question I'm answering. How much would you charge an agency that you're helping with fulfilling client work, like setting up funnels and writing their copy? A couple $1,000s. Bros are asking, how much would you charge if you had a guy, he had like 5 clients and he was making 70K a month, and you had like 3 ads and 2 emails and 45 email sequences. Look, brother in Christ, with so much love. I'm not playing that game anymore, bro. I'm not going to do it. Scaling your coaching biz should be easy. Hey, first name. One of the biggest complaints I hear from fitness coaches is that scaling coaching business is nearly impossible. But in this email, I'm going to share with you the one secret that helped me scale my coaching business to 100K per month. Before that, I was just like you, stuck at around 5K a month, thinking that this is the highest my business can go. I tried so many things, cold DMs, posting organic content, and giving free value, etc. This went on for years until I realized to scale an online coaching business, you need to start selling your coaching services for high ticket. I see so many coaches with outstanding programs who sell them for $99. The same program could easily be sold for $3K. But here's what most coaches don't understand about the $100 versus a $3,000 game. Think about it like this. When you walk into a gym, do you respect the guy doing bicep curls with 5-pound weights or the one deadlifting 315? Your price is your weight on the bar. It signals your value before you even open your mouth. Here's the brutal truth. People don't buy cheap coaching. They collect it. That $99 program, it sits in their download folder like a gym membership they never use. That's super true. But that $3,000 investment, that's their personal trainer they show up for religiously. Let me break down why 3K clients are actually easier to close than the 100K ones. The 100 client reality check. So shops around for 6 months comparing every coach, question every exercise you give them. But I saw on Instagram that expects 24/7 tech support for the price of a dinner date, ghosts you after week 2 when the results don't happen overnight, leaves bad reviews because quote unquote it didn't work. Translation, they didn't work. The 3K client experience makes decisions fast, trusts your expertise, actually follows the program, refers their high value friends, and becomes a case study that attracts more premium clients. Here's how to make the mindset shift from $100 is all I'm worth to 3K is a steal. Step 1, calculate your real value. Let's say your client loses 30 pounds of fat and keeps it off. Medical costs saved are going to be $3,000 per year. This is actually a really good angle. Confidence boost is priceless, but let's say $5,000 in life improvement. Energy increased, how much is feeling amazing worth? Another $2,000. Total value delivered, $10,000 plus. Plus, think of it like this. They're feeling better, they're working better, they're looking better. You're so much more likely to get that job, to get that promotion if you're in the best shape of your life than the dude who just kind of looks meh. You're not charging 3K, you're giving them a 70% discount. Step 2, package like a premium experience. Stop selling coaching and start selling transformation systems. This is what I'd be telling you guys. Stop selling copywriting, start selling a transformation, start selling an offer, not sell a service. Let's go, okay. Instead of a 12-week program, say the executive body recomposition protocol. Okay. It's like the difference between chicken and rice and herb-crusted free-range protein with jasmine rice pilaf. True. Same food, different presentation. That's what they be charging like $80 for. It's crazy. Step 3, create urgency through exclusivity. I can only take on 10 clients per quarter because each one gets my personal attention. Scarcity is sexier than desperation. Step 4, use the business owner filter. Target people who already pay premium prices for everything they use. They drive 50K plus cars, they live in nice neighborhoods, they buy organic everything, they have house cleaners, landscapers, and personal assistants. These people don't think that 3K is that expensive. They think $100 coaches aren't serious. They think that if they raise their prices, nobody's going to buy their program, when in reality, they could not be farther from the truth. Here's a reality check. McDonald's sells billions of burgers, but Ruth's Chris makes more profit per customer. Which business model would you rather have? So many clients who would happily pay 3K for your coaching services, and even more than that. This way, instead of having to sell 100 programs for $99 every month to crack that 10K months, you'll only have to sell 3 to 4. Which one sounds better to you? Exactly. And you know the best part? Higher prices attract better quality clients. So instead of working with broke guys who can't afford any services and make excuses about everything, I can't meal prep because my kitchen is too small. That's pretty funny. You'll be working with busy entrepreneurs who are willing to put in some effort. These premium clients actually want to succeed because they have a reputation to maintain. They're used to investing in results. Now they understand transformation takes commitment and they don't want to waste your time. But what if I don't like broccoli questions? Sorry, you need to start valuing your work because let's be real. Lowering your prices is like doing burpees with bad form. It feels like you're doing good work, but you end up hurting yourself in the long run. Plus, cheap clients create expensive problems. That's another good angle. They demand more time, complain more, follow through less, and refer cheap clients. It's like attracting gym memberships who only came for the free pizza nights. So don't think about how you can sell your coaching program and do more to more people. Instead, consider how you can target your advertisement to the right audience. Remember, you're not in the business of being affordable. You're in the business of being invaluable. The market pays premium prices for premium results. Stop apologizing for being worth it. Later, first name. W emails are what? Way too long, yes. But you cut out a couple little pieces, right? Cut out a couple little pieces and you'll be good to go. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back from that free AI class. And now I want to share with you guys some more about AI copywriting. I'm going to walk you through step by step how I would go about finding a client, writing some free value for them, figuring out what they actually need and can use as free value, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This one's going to be an absolute banger again. So without any further ado, let's hop right into it. So as you can see, we're right here inside of the presentation. So now I'm going to go by step and show you how I will find clients, how I will actually outreach to them, and then how I will write trial emails or some sort of value to give to them. So we're gonna hop over here to ChatGPT first and foremost. And I tell it very simply, I want to look for online businesses because I'm a freelance marketer looking for copywriting clients. Now, specifically, I'm looking for info businesses and B2B agencies as well. This is because these are very high profit businesses. And I find that outreaching to e-commerce businesses usually does not go very well. Outreaching to apps and softwares usually does not go very well because those are more of businesses that hire in-house, meaning they have a factory or they have an office somewhere and they'll only hire you if you give them a resume. And basically it's just a glorified job, which is not what we're looking for. Again, this is freelance copywriting. So what we're going to do is look for people who are in these niches because they're much more likely to reply. It's really easy to find the founder or the actual business owner themselves, and they have very high profit margins. And also, finally, they really do use a lot of copy in everything that they do. So, however, I want to point me to some alternative sub niches in these categories that I can start with that aren't just your average make money online niches, right? So these are going to be the ones that are a little bit less picked apart than the super popular ones. So, for example, to start with, he gave me a bunch, but I didn't really like them. So then I said, ideally, I want people who work with online businesses only and who do high ticket as well. So sell high ticket, meaning they're selling $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, $20,000 packages. I've even worked with people who sell $100,000 packages. So then I'm going through, and then I see this, which is lead gen agencies, which I find interesting. So I'm going to go to YouTube and then search up how to generate leads. As you can see, I misspelled too. And even I can become an online freelance copywriter and make a lot of money. So I find this guy named Alex Berman. I go onto his page and it looks like he has a ton of subscribers. He also has a ton of views here as well. So I decide that this would be an awesome person to outreach to among all of the people pretty much right here on this page. I mean, it's really simple to go ahead and find clients to outreach to. Now, through looking further in his business, I do see that he has a high ticket looking business model right here, but again, it doesn't really look very good. For example, you have the headline on the left, the little video on the right, 2 apply now buttons, then you have his logo as well on top. Now, to give you an example of what a much better landing page looks like, this is mine for the 4D Copy Intensive, where I work with students one-to-one and show them how to become high-ticket copywriters and make a bunch of money as well. And as you can see, it's very streamlined and simple. So you have the headline, you have the video, then you have one button where you can actually apply, and then you have a bunch of testimonials of people making a bunch of money, saying they love the program, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, to just drive the point home a little bit farther, this is Charlie Morgus, who runs another lead gen agency as well. And as you can see, his is in a similar fashion. Again, headline, video, and then book a call, testimonials, et cetera, et cetera. So I find the best way to actually outreach to potential clients is by giving them one piece of overall marketing advice, maybe a couple pieces of marketing advice, and then also giving them some tangibles as well. Now, looking deeper into this guy's description, usually you'll find not only a high ticket program, but you'll also find some sort of lead magnet. But I click on this link right here, and it takes me to this link tree where there's just so many links. Nobody's reading through that. Nobody's looking at those links. Nobody actually wants those. So essentially, even if there is a lead magnet in here, it's extremely difficult to find. And this page right here is going to block most people from getting that lead magnet. Now, if you don't know, a lead magnet is simply some sort of free resource or incentive for people to give the business owner their email or maybe their phone number as well, so that they can keep getting contacted consistently. This is email marketing, and this is the highest ROI type form of marketing out there by far. You can go and Google it if you would like. So now I've got two main pieces of marketing advice. One, you can create a very simple opt-in page, sort of free lead magnet, so you can collect more leads that you can market to them over email. And then finally as well, you can also create a brand new landing page. So now I want to go over to how I'm going to create the free value for him. There's two really main and simple ways that I can do it. So the two pieces of marketing advice is to fix his landing page. And then the other one is to start a new opt-in page so he can get more leads. So I want to go off of the opt-in page example. And now once he gets these new leads, of course, he's going to need something to send them, which is some sort of email sequence. So I am going to take it upon myself to send him an email or an email sequence so that he can see that I can write in his voice, I can write just like him, and I can write high converting copy that's going to actually get him results. Because look at this, for example. He just got, like 250,000 views off of this one video. Imagine if somewhere in this one video, he said, if you want these prompts or these templates completely free, then go down and click the link below. You go down, click the link below. It's a quick trade. They give you their email. He gives you the actual prompts themselves or some sort of Google Doc or some sort of resource. And now, let's say not everybody does that, but maybe 10,000 people opt into his email list. If 10,000 people he knows are looking for leads are now in his email list, he can email them every day if he wants to, or a couple times per week. And then even if just a couple of those people buy his, whatever this is, probably a couple $1,000 program, I mean, that's going to be tens of thousands of dollars in his pocket by the end of a couple of weeks or a couple of months, just because he decided to implement all of these things that we're showing him. So you're seeing, not only is it easy to find people that you can actually fix their marketing, but it's also just extremely simple to work for them, to give them some free value and actually put them on game. So what I did is I actually went to his video right here, went down to the description. You can click right here, show transcript. And then this is literally the entire transcript. I don't know why it's in Portuguese. I'm going to change it. Now it's in English. I can actually understand it. And we just take all this, we can copy and paste it into ChatGPT, which is exactly what I did. And then I simply asked it, what are some lead magnet ideas that I can create? So I'm going to go down here. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different lead magnet ideas that I have here. So not only am I coming with an actual plan of you can implement this, but I'm actually building it out for him. So here are some things we could call it, and here's what it could actually be. And then once people actually get onto your email list, here are the emails that you can send them. Now it's time to actually create the emails themselves. So I told Claude over here, which remember, we do ChatGPT for research and ideation, and we're doing Claude over here for the actual writing itself. And I very simply said, look, I want to write some emails for this guy. Here are a couple of his transcripts, and here's what a couple of good emails look like that I want you to match his style. Now, one of the best skills that you can actually develop with Claude or any sort of AI is to argue with it. So it gave me an answer, and the answer was just all right. I'll read it out to you, and then I'll read you some more of my rebuttals. So here's what it looks like. Subject line: most agencies are paying $50 plus per lead, while smart ones are getting unlimited leads for $0. I'm watching agency owners throw money at Facebook ads, LinkedIn campaigns, and lead gen tools, bleeding $3 to $5K per month just to fill their pipeline. Meanwhile, there's a method hiding in plain sight that costs absolutely nothing. It's called AI lead scrape. And it's so simple, most people dismiss it as too basic. But basic doesn't mean ineffective. Here's what's really happening. While you're paying $50 to $100 per lead through ads, smart agency owners are using Google plus Yellow Pages plus ChatGPT to pull unlimited leads in any niche for free. The process takes you 20 minutes. 1, you search the niche plus gmail.com. 2, you copy paste results. 3, you repeat with Yellow Pages. 4, you feed everything to chat. And then 5, you download the clean CSV. Boom. Hundreds of qualified leads, 0 ad spend. But here's the kicker. Most agencies stop there. They get the leads, but botch the outreach. The real money is in the follow-up framework. Cold emails need to be hyper-personalized, authority-driven, meeting-focused. Do this right, and you'll never worry about lead flow again. Here's your action plan: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So stop paying for what you can get for free. Your competition is still writing checks to Zuckerberg. P.S. If you want the exact ChatGPT templates and prompts that are working right now, hit reply and I'll send them over. Okay, so here's the bottom line with that email. Is it better than nothing? Yeah, absolutely. You could probably send him more or less that, but it could be much better. So I said, look, it's okay, but really basic and soulless. Add in some humor, explain and break things down, teach people to shift their beliefs, give some analogies, hypotheticals, use some idioms and wordplay, right? So very, very simple things that I basically like to use in all of my prompts. And then Again, it gave me something else, and I said, okay, not as long, and some of the jokes don't make sense, so try again. And then I believe this is my final one right here. And now, I'm never gonna be able to just, again, copy and paste this end to end and give it to the person, but this is like 80%, 90% of the work done. All you have to do now, put it into a document, get rid of some of that AI slop, right? Go over the AI checklist that I told you, and now you already have one created. Imagine how many pieces of free value you can send. Because let's be honest, just because I send this guy some free value and some really good marketing game doesn't mean that he's going to want to work with me. But send it to 10 people, 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, you're getting a client. And there's no reason why they wouldn't pay you at least a couple $1,000s per month. And again, this is work that's going to take you, a couple of hours per week maximum. Less on it. You're paying $100 per lead while your competitors are getting them for free. The dumbest smart strategy nobody talks about. Here's a fun fact that'll make you question everything. The same leads you're buying for $100 each on Facebook are sitting on Google and Yellow Pages for free right now. I know what you're thinking. If it's easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, same reason why people pay $6 for Starbucks when they own a coffee machine. Convenience beats common sense every time. But here's the thing. While you're getting pickpocketed by Mark Zuckerberg's algorithm, smart agency owners are playing a completely different game. They're using what I call the digital dumpster diving. Sounds gross, but works beautifully. Here's how ridiculously simple it is. Search realestateagentsgmail.com on Google. Copy the results, paste it into ChatGPT, ask it to organize everything in a nice clean spreadsheet. Boom, 500 leads in 20 minutes. But here's where most people screw it up. They think free equals low quality. That's like saying the $20 bill you found on the sidewalk is worth less than the $20 you earned at work. Money is money. Leads are leads. The real magic happens in the follow-up. Most people send emails that sound like they were written by a depressed robot. Dear Sir/Madam, I hope this email finds you well. Stop. Just stop. Instead, try this. Hey Sarah, noticed company name helps families find homes in Denver. Quick question. Are you running any sort of cold email campaigns right now? You see the difference? One feels like spam. The other feels like a conversation. Here's your homework. 1, pick a niche. 2, spend 20 minutes scraping. 3, let ChatGPT organize. 4, write emails. 5, stop paying Facebook's mortgage. Look, I get it. This feels too manual for 2025. But while you're trying to hack the algorithm, your competition is building $1 million pipelines with copy, paste, and common sense. Sometimes the best growth hacks is the one hiding in plain sight. P.S. If you want the exact prompts, reply with freebie and I'll send them over. So this is one way that you could end the email. You could also end the email with a CTA of something like, now this is just one of the many lead gen strategies that I have in my arsenal. If you want to learn more about lead gen, I have a couple spots open in my whatever he sells. I think he sells lead gen agency. You could say, I'm looking for another couple of people to work with. So if that interests you at all, then click here and look at the VSL or watch the free training or whatever it is. And then of course, he's going to get sales from that. And bam, right there, you just saw me start to finish, find someone to outreach to and actually outreach to them while coming up with a couple of marketing angles. So I can say, here are some things that you can do to improve your marketing with also some tangibles as well, meaning an email that they can actually use and send out to the list. From start to finish, it took me my Loom recorder here is literally saying 16 minutes just to outreach to one person. I mean, look at how simple it is. And with that being said, getting clients is faster than you think. Here's the beautiful part about a service-based business is all you need is for one person to just say yes, and you can start making money. You can start making money this week and this month, rather than let's say you're trying to build a YouTube channel or you're trying to build your own audience. That's going to take months and years. That's easily going to take months and years to actually grow something up. For example, someone said 3 weeks in and $1,000 win. Someone else saying they closed their first client after 5 days right here. Someone else saying they made their first 2.2K, so $2,200 in 30 days. Someone else 4.3K in 1 month. And he's also 16 years old. Someone else saying that they closed their first client in 16 months at just 15 years old. So we have a lot of young people who are actually still crushing it with copywriting, with AI marketing. And it really just goes to show how simple it can be, as well as a lot of people who are actually winning quickly and winning fast. Now, I didn't show the biggest wins, but I wanted to show you the quick wins so you can see just how fast that things can actually take off. But now I want to spend just a quick second on how much money overall you can actually make. For example, someone closing almost 10K with a juicy 2.5K plus 7.5K percentage commission client. Someone else making $10,000 USD in a single month. Someone else that hit $12,000 with copywriting. Someone else who hit $14,000 in one single month. And if you want the step-by-step again on how getting clients actually looks like, let me go over it and show you one more time. So one, you find businesses. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on YouTube. Extremely easy. Next is you can sign up to the email list if you can. Very, very easy. There are a couple ways you can do this. One, through a lead magnet / free call. 2, through a link tree. Usually they'll have some sort of email, a newsletter. And then 3 is through a website. Now, as far as what kind of businesses you want to follow, usually you want them to have between 8 and 20,000 followers, usually a lot more as well. But as long as they don't have a really, really, really low follower count, and also you want to make sure that they have engagement too, because if they get basically no views, then what does the followers even matter in the first place? Next, that they have links that lead to paid content. You want people with programs already or with things to sell. They post regularly. They clearly has money based on their posts, and they also work in a proven niche. 3 is that you have to write free emails for them. Free emails for them, or write some sort of free copy or some sort of deliverable, as well as give them a very quick piece of marketing advice or marketing strategy as well, is the best way to go about it, in my opinion. And also I have the proof to back up those claims as well, judging by all the money that I've made and all the money that my students have made as well. Now, when you write these emails, you're going to want to make sure that they do all of these things here on screen as well. You want them to actually be high quality and good emails that the person can use and send them out to their email list. And then finally, you just outreach to them. You send them the free value. You say, hey man, I don't know if you need this right now, but I'm a marketer. Here's what I do. Here's the overall audit I did of your business and some ways that you can actually make more money. And also here's some copy that I wrote for you as well. Now, of course, there's do's and don'ts to this. They're on screen right now. But in short, don't just try to outreach to everybody on the whole planet thinking that that's just a dumb numbers game, but do try to actually be casual and actually give people value and worry about how you can grow their business before you can get actually paid. And finally, you know that your free value and DMs are hitting the mark when you get awesome replies like these, people saying, I usually hate cold DMs, but I'm interested in what you have. So genuine. This is phenomenal energy. How much would it cost for you to look at my emails to make me some new emails? I mean, getting responses like this are not few and far between when you actually know how to do it right. And then finally, you're going to hop on a call with them. This is mostly a sales call. So during the call, you should discuss their goals, their intention, and your offer. So what are you doing right now? What are you struggling with? What kind of things do you need to do? And I'm going to offer you, let's say, a few emails per month. Do you think that could help? They'll say, yeah, it will help. How much will it be? And you'll say, maybe, usually this is something that I do for $2,000 per month, but since we're new, I want to see if we work together in the future. So let's just do like 1 month and we'll do $1,000. How does that sound? So many people have been able to get their foot in the door with that small offer. And then of course, once you blow them away and make them money with whatever you're creating for them, now you can of course raise your prices. Now is where number 6 comes in, which is to smash the discovery project out of the park. So you have to make sure you do these 3 things. You want speed, you want quantity, and you want quality. You want to over deliver on all of these. You want to make it faster than you said that you were going to. You want to make more than you said that you were going to. You want to make it even better than you said you were going to. Because if you do all of these things, not only are you going to get them results, but they're going to be just completely flabbergasted by the quality of your work and how great it is to work with you. And they're going to want to pay you more because they don't want to lose you to somebody else. And this is how you can essentially just get paid $3K per month from each client for a couple hours of work per week. And all you have to do is just stack them up. 3 or 4 of those and you're already making over $10,000 per month, which so many people have already done. I've done interviews with them on this very channel. The playlist will be linked down below as well. So how exactly are you supposed to take action and start from scratch? Because if you just watch this whole entire video and you go back to doing whatever it is you were going to do, you will be one of the many, many, many people who completely sabotage themselves, who had all the opportunity in their hands, but was just too lazy and too distracted to actually take action on it. So you're ready to close clients to get started. Here's what it's going to look like. Day 1 to 3, you start writing copy with AI and get it reviewed in the free Discord and school communities, which are linked down below. Now, day 3 to 30, you watch the free client getting course next. After this one, you can complete those action steps to get your first client. Now look, this is a 4 4.5 hour, another free course that I just uploaded that will tell you everything. I'm literally showing you all the messages I've sent to make money, all of the messages my students have sent in order to make money. It doesn't get much easier or more simple or more laid out than it does right there. And then finally, day 30 to 90, you scale your clients, you get them good results, you get bigger clients, and then you can change your life forever. Life will literally never be the same. Look, I come out with free courses like this every single month. They're gonna help you make money and learn valuable skills that will pay you forever. So of course, you need to subscribe. Nobody gives out this much value. So you need to like the video and also comment down below. I genuinely look at every single comment. I wanna know what you guys wanna see next. I wanna know how you guys enjoyed the video. And of course, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.